Green Lantern New Guardians number 4, written by Tony Bedard, art by Tyler Kirkham. We left off last issue with all the 6 Lantern Corps members getting their butts kicked by the Guardians, and then Larfleeze comes in with the cavalry and seemingly is ready to kick all their butts. So this issue picks up with exactly that. Larfleeze comes in with the Orange Lantern Corps and another Guardian named Sade, who I guess was a girlfriend or something to Ganthet before he got lobotomized, and she is under his control. I'm assuming this all just happened before the New 52. So Larfleeze is like, yeah, no, I'm just here to spit roast your hairless backsides, he says, as he starts kicking all the Guardians' ass with his Orange Lantern Corps. Immediately, the other 6 Lanterns all get out of their funks and they start getting up and they're like, all right, maybe we shouldn't let Larfleeze show us up. And they're like, yeah, it's probably for the best. Larfleeze is still doing battle. He tells Sade to, cover my flanks, slave. And Sade's like, I ain't going to be your slave much longer. And he's like, what you say? He's like, nothing. And then we see the other Lanterns are, getting their energy back. Kyle's recharging thanks to St. Walker. And then Sade comes up to Kyle and he's like, hey, Kyle, you want to know why the 7 Rings chose you? And he's like, yeah. He's like, cool, let's get out of here. We got to go now. And then Sade's bashed in by the energy blast of Ganthet. And Ganthet's like, whoa, Kyle, don't listen to her. Look, yes, you control the 7 energies. We know the 7 energy. We know all this stuff. We can help you, understand whatever's inside of you better than she could. She's lying. Don't end up like all of these flunkies. And he goes through each of the different members of the different corps and just says why they suck. And he's like, no, you can be better than them. You can be your own thing before we destroy these corps eventually at some point in the future. And Kyle's like, all right, well, you've been like a father to me, but sorry, Dad. And he blasts Ganthet. Immediately, everyone realizes, yeah, all right, look, we've laid waste to this place in here. They're clearly going to have some bigger threat if we keep going. We need to retreat now. And some of them don't want to retreat. Some of them do, but the Indigo Tribe guy who has teleportation, he just teleports them out. He gets them all out, and they go to the planet Okara, which I believe is the Orange Lantern homeworld. The Star Sapphire Fatality, she's been here before. She knows this place. Bleeze is pissed. Arkilla's pissed. They both didn't want to run. Arkilla's especially pissed, and he starts running towards the Indigo Tribe member. But St. Walker stops him and shows him hope, which in this case becomes a form of Sinestro that reforms Arkilla's tongue, which was apparently ripped out by Mongol when Mongol tried to take over the Yellow Lantern Corps. Again, all pre-required reading that I did not read. But regardless, he showed Arkilla that, and Arkilla's like, hey, you shouldn't use... Now he can talk, by the way. He's like, you shouldn't use Sinestro's image. St. Walker's like, I didn't do it. You did it. You wanted to see that. I just turned on the light. And then he goes to fix Bleeze because she's still a little bit cuckoo in the head. And then Bleeze is just like, no! And she flies off because... For anyone reading Red Lanterns, that's not how that happens, so she couldn't be here for that. But anyway, they just let her go because it's like, yeah, it's probably for the best. Anyway, where's our little orange jelly bean thing, which we thought was the Orange Lantern representative? And he pops back up. Glomulus, I think his name was. So Larfleeze flies off, leaves Glomulus with them, and says, hey, let them know what I want them to do. Okay, bye. So Sade, Glomulus, and the rest of the Lanterns go down into this deep, dark pit where I guess Larfleeze chills. And she explains, okay, so there was this force that came out of nowhere and pulled the rings off of 7 different Lanterns from the 7 different corps. When it came for Larfleeze, he was still holding on to his power battery because he never ever lets it go. So he was pretty much safe. He was the only one who could really resist it. But everyone else got their rings plucked off. Larfleeze saw that the rings were being sent to one person, so he made a fake ring and had it follow the other ring so that way he could tell, he could find out what was up as well. So that's why that all happened. But what caused the rings to pop off in the first place? Well, Sade traced the source of the disturbance all the way to the center of the galaxy, where instead of the supermassive black hole at the galactic core, it is now transformed into a white hole, which instead of sucking in matter, spews out matter from a different universe. And then she sends something emerging, and a giant vessel, quote, the size of an entire solar system came out. And all these ships that had also detected this stuff were all hanging around it, and they were just specks in comparison. And I'm like, all right, so I had to break my mental contact with it because it was so chilling and frightening, but that was definitely the thing that stole your ring. So that's where we're going next. I like it. It's a good... I mean, the ending is so sudden because it ends on a double-page spread and then just like nothing. It just says like, and then this is where I must take you. I'm like, oh, okay, I guess. So I was a bit confused whether that was the end of the issue, but I like it. It didn't really do much, this issue, really. I mean, we've just been fighting the Guardians for the past like 2.5 issues now, so whatever, kinda. But at the same point, we're out of that now. Now we're into this thing of, okay, we've got that Larfleeze is a major player in this in some way, or at least he has some level of control or power over something going on. We've introduced this huge vessel thing, a brand new player on the field. He has the ability to just take lantern rings off of lanterns without even being in the same universe, it seems. Definitely big players. I'm down for that. Art-wise, it's fine. I have no problems with it at all. No, I think it did a very good job at managing its stuff well. It just didn't feel... It felt like we were like, oh, man, we've been fighting these Guardians for too long. Let's move on to the next thing now. It didn't feel like a great progression of... Because literally it was all of one panel where they realized, like, all right, well, we've done all we can do here. Let's leave. And it's like, all right, you could have done that at, like, any point, though, right? Kinda. It was only... You just wanted to cause more damage. Whatever. Point being, I'm going to give this one 6.5. I don't know what's keeping it away from 7. It doesn't feel right to give it a 7. I'm going to give this one a 6.5. And yeah, no, I'm liking it. I'm liking where it's going, but it just feels like, all right, now we're on to this next thing.